Hey, now that they're not using the M&M's spokes candies, I don't know, they're not really spokespersons, are they? They're kind of avatars, candy-coated chocolate inside avatars. Now that they're not using them for the Candy Corporation, you should add them to Super Auto Pets. I could use a tall yellow M&M in this game. What would it do? I don't know. Be voiced by J.K. Simmons, and the other one I think is Billy West. Why is that information in my brain? Anyway, it's a new weekly. New weekly, new me. My wife's back. Everybody's healthy. My daughter is at daycare. I don't know what the animals are this week, but I'm pretty stoked. I'm alive. I forgot that the opossum even existed. Cell buffs a faint animal. Okay. Only faint animal. Well, there is a, now that I think about it, there is a hedgehog. What if you took possum? And then we tried to make like a big hedgehog in 2 rounds or something. What do you do? Start a battle, remove an attack. I actually have no idea. Let me be a small bull. I think that round 1 we're not looking so hot, but I'm just cooking right now. This is, you know, day 1 of the weekly. Let's have a little fun. Well, it's not day 1 of the weekly. It's day 1 of my version of the weekly, at least. It is Monday. Let's try to make something, you know, interesting here. It's weird because the possum's probably... Well, I was going to say the possum's probably leaving, but we don't know that for a fact, do we? Maybe we won't get a hedgehog early, and then we won't be inclined to do the swap, and then we won't be... And the whole thing will fall apart. But I will say for right now, I'm happy we got 1 win in the early game at least. And we've still got full HP. I can live with that. So a leveled possum. Sheep. I think the sheep is just kind of, like, in a vacuum, it's just good. So how about, for now, buy me this. Sell me this. Purchase a sheep. Feed the sheep the apple. I don't think it matters a great deal. Forget about buying a moth here. I'm not sweating it too much. No hurt triggers. Bad is just good. I think I would, I mean, for now, I would consider, ooh, dude, new meat sprite. We should probably take that and put it on a level 2, a pill bug. This is horrendous. It's terrible news. Strong goose you got there. Be a shame if something happened to me. Whoa, we won! I don't believe it. Their first unit, like, 1 for 3'd us. So do take your level. I mean, Badger's just good. There's no knocking that. Why don't you give me one of these? Why don't you give me one of those? I'll just give the sheep the HP for now. The bat can work without it, I think. Always weird when you don't know what you're looking for on a weekly, you know? We're just kind of, we're taking good animals. Now, you might say my weekly performances tend to get worse as I go along, and that is true. But also, I think that's more of a case of other people also get better over the course of the week. That's what I'd like to tell myself, at least. Okay, so for right now, I like it. I think, for where we presently stand, are there pills? No pills this week. So a blobfish is like, it's kind of a tough sell, but with a clownfish, it's not that much of a tough sell. But maybe I'd rather just take the clownfish and then look for the levels, and we're happy with what we've gotten. And then you're basically a 2-cost salad. I think we might be keeping you, weirdly enough. So I don't know if that means that the clownfish is leaving soon, or if the sheep is leaving maybe instead. Is it a 3-5 level 1 sheep? Is not that impressive. It can go. And the clownfish is not doing much, but it is giving us some permanent stats, I guess. So how about, give me a buff here. You just come in on top for now. Penguin is also a stat buffer with no other options. As I see it, at least, I would consider that. And then roll me. A little late for that hedgehog, I'd say. We'll take one of you for now. I don't really see the clownfish being a long-term part of our plan, but I do see that I feel like we're in a good spot on our power curve right now. Also, I screwed up. I'll acknowledge that. We should not have our penguin taking a buff from the blobfish. You got me. It's a grievous error. Why don't you take one of those? Sell me. Place me. Toad is always good. Are there scalers this week? Lots of buy-sell potential I'm noticing because there's a zebra on top of the mole, on top of the penguin, on top of this guy, the catfish. Spend 1 gold to activate the buy ability of a friend ahead. Very interesting. Very interesting. Not that interested in any of that. Ooh, okay. Not that interested in that at all. Why don't you take this for now? I feel like we should have kept the mole and tried to level it up and tried to make the buy ability work. But I'm not sweating it. I'm feeling like with a catfish later, I should say. But the mole plus the catfish. Again, it's a confusing game to talk about sometimes. Not really interested, but we got to do something. I'm definitely feeling the pressure to do something. We could always buy a can if we're going to be pivoting to some higher tier units. And then I'd rather, like the possum's kind of at a dead end right now. I'd rather just throw out like a second bat, essentially, even if it could hit a unit that already got hit. It didn't! I don't know if it's going to make a difference, but I'm very appreciative. Well, I don't know if we have a future, but the start has been pretty good. That's win number 5, right? Win number 6. I'm just a sucker, I think, for an eagle. I'm not going to sell a 13-16 with upside, though, just to give an eagle +2/+2. I think that would be pretty idiotic. Is there chocolate? There is. And there's no 1-up, and there's no popcorn. So why don't you take a carrot? Truth be told, I think it's actually better if you just leave. And then I'm going to buff the 2 of you. And then I'm just going to keep you on the squad for now. I'm going to freeze this chocolate. 3 pets from the current tier. Always tough to pay attention to. Ooh. Level 2 eagle, mayhaps? Or, like, if we're being honest, we're basically just running a stats team, which is something I'm beholden to. Like, I have a bias in that direction, I think, just in general. But that doesn't mean that it's not going to have a chance to work. What'd you summon? A 6? Ooh. And then you're summoning pigs? 3 pigs? We made it happen. Okay. Seems like an interesting weekly so far. Mostly because I'm not getting sniped by a lynx every half a second. A saber-tooth. When you're hurt, summon a random tier 1 pet as an 8/8. That's the thing. They say hurt people hurt people. And I mean, this is a classic example right here. The saber-tooth. Every time my feelings get hurt, I'm always like summoning a 1/1 cockroach. Or a level 1 cockroach as an 8/8. It's not that funny. I'm sorry. I do think Toad goes hard. But I feel like we don't get a chance to take these like high tier units that often. Let's pop them down and keep the chocolate. I would talk about a bat, at least. I'd rather get the saber-tooth going, though. Level 2 eagle in the octopus, I think, is kind of the dream. Ooh, I forgot lemons. Come on. Oh! Sorry. He's cracked! He's cracked, dude! Oh, you still get... Congratulations, you still got me. But the reindeer... Holy cow. We'd rather have you, like, spit out a level 3, but I think we can maybe get the saber-tooth there. Or maybe not, I don't know. A lot of buy-sell, man. Like, I definitely feel like if you get a buffalo, there's so many valuable buy-sells that, like, you could have this guy pop off and give you upside on the sales in the form of the crow and the penguin and the... What the heck is this? Oh, okay, it's just... Sorry. Forgot that different squads can have different introductions now. We need to get crazy about it. Okay, I've been scammed. I would like my money back. We still won, so you can have my money back. But I did feel a little scammed there. Now, I'll be honest, you're not doing that much anymore. Maybe it's time... I know you have a stake on you, but, like, I'm not selling you. You're, like, our strongest unit, sadly. The time has come to pivot if we're going to keep the run alive, I think. Then why don't you give me one of these? Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. It's not how that should be done. And then pop the snake down behind the eagle and see how it goes. Maybe we could talk about a PETA on a saber-tooth could be insanely annoying to deal with. I'm kind of just flying by the seat of my pants, though. I don't think this has 10-piece written all over it. We don't have a unified vision. That's a big whiff. That's another big whiff. It's not getting much better. The whiffs have not gotten better. Yeah, pretty much just got destroyed. That was not even close. Why don't you take this? Take this. Roll me. Might as well take that. I still don't know if I see this going too much further, but maybe the PETA on the Sabertooth gets something going for you. I lived! I lived. I got my HP back. No! Again. Do it again. Stop giving me the freaking piranha or whatever it is. Wait. Can you get him? Any shot? You got him? You did get him thanks to the cheese. That's incredible. Dude, the PETA saved our life. Incredible. Nah. Definitely feel like melon is like always good. Probably at this point, it would make the most sense to put it on you. The carrot, I mean, we're getting to the point where 1-1 per turn is not, it's not all that in a bag of potato chips. So instead, we'll leave just a croissant. Just a +1/+0. But we have to keep the eagle at the front, and we have to keep the snake behind the eagle. Man, what an incredible bat you got there. Bird of Paradise strikes again. Bird of Paradise. Hey, I'm having a great time with the meta. Oh no, here comes Bird of Paradise to freaking ruin it for everybody. It's still just like, it's just a, well, it's not over yet. Never mind. I'd like to take back all that messed up stuff I said about Bird of Paradise. Why don't you take this? Why don't you take this? And we'll see. We're definitely getting outclassed by some of these teams right now, but I think there's a shot. I'm dead. I mean, a 46-46 Buffalo with a lemon. It's tough to get around. That feels great. It's not going to do enough for us, but it feels great that they thought of us, at least. I do appreciate that. Oh, we were so close to drawing, too. That was like a really good first run with some interesting animals. Certainly looking at this weekly going, noteworthy. I think the stats are just good. And then, well, if you're going to buy a cockroach, you should buy it straight away. But I do feel like the goose can help you win games in the early rounds, which are worth the same as the games in the later rounds. It'd be like a vague teabag, so you can't get banned by the admins. I don't know, maybe a win later actually is worth more because you prevented a loss, and a loss would cause you to take health damage, whereas losing once in the early game doesn't, but, you know, it's getting a little too precious with it, I would say. So I think, ideally... Interesting. I think this is fine. But ideally, we do at some point want to sell this possum. He's mostly just here to be a 2-3. He did fine for us last time, but that's just because, you know, he accepts buffs just like anybody else. We would be better off if we sold him. Okay, great start. Feeling fine. So that's why we're not giving him the HP from the pillbugs, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so far so good. So far so good. We take a level. We take a toad. This is a beautiful unit. Now we got a 5-6. Probably give you meat. You're gone. Honestly, at this stage of the game, I guess I'm just going to give you a croissant. I don't know who else. Maybe the toad, but the toad is also likely to get sniped. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. I'm fine. Okay. Hedgehog seems like it could go crazy this week. There's not a lot of HP to go around in the early game. You're gone, dude. You're gone. Get over it. I don't really want to keep you around either. Just to be honest. Something to say about a crab, but like... We have no hurt triggers. I mean, we're floundering like a little bit, but we gotta... There's not much point in like swapping to an animal just to swap to them. Like... There has to be a reason. It's an absolutely horrific shop, but I think it would have been more horrific if we sold the possum to go from like a 2-3 to a 2-4 with no upside. Like, it just doesn't seem sensible to me. It doesn't make any sense. We lose these. It's not surprising given the last shop that we had, but it hurts a little bit to have a shop like that. Okay, level me. Badger me. Does have a faint trigger. Okay, badger me. Don't worry so much about the cockroach long term. Badger me. I would freeze you. I don't think we're doing anything with a kangaroo. We got real problems here. Hold on. Level 3, they're tier 3, tier 3, tier 3. Freeze a lettuce. Enter with excess gold. I'd rather not. Okay, yeah. We gotta break out of this. Because this present team is mired in mediocrity. It's bad for business. It's really bad for business. Holy cow, your team is strong. It's a strong team. And I like what they got going on here. Why don't we keep the penguin buffs coming? Like, this is a little spicy, but sell me. Buy me. Buy me. A parrot? I don't really want you to copy a badger. Let's take our buffs. Honestly, for our long-term health, I wanted to take... Oh, and then the order is so horrible. I don't even want to talk about it, man. It's so bad. And yet, we draw. We need a honey on our badger, too. This is like... that. Don't speak to me. At least we got the buff that I feel like we probably should not have gotten, but that's okay. If we're going to be doing some buy-selling, let's get a can. Let's buff units that are going to stick around. Why don't you place me on top here? And we don't need you there yet. Are we really... there's no use for that, unfortunately. I wish there were. I think we actually want it like this. Let's waste our worst unit to give a buff... or to give weakness to what might be their strongest unit. Mission pretty heavily failed, for sure. We're not by that much, though. We still only have one win, huh? It's suboptimal. Buy me. We are basing our whole strategy around, like, eventually maybe getting a catfish. Which doesn't seem like a really good way to live your life. Listen, I want these two to get the buffs. So, like, I know how stupid this team looks. And it doesn't just look stupid, it actually, like, is outright stupid. But we're experimenting. I'm doing my dark bidding right now. I know that this wipes the whole squad, okay? But we needed the pillbug buffs, right? Right? We needed the pillbug buffs? Tell me we needed the pillbug buffs. Tell me you didn't give the money to Beneke, Skylar. Okay, you gotta get sold. You gotta get bought. You gotta get placed. A fly. I don't see it working for us. But if it could... why not try, at least? At least it gives you something, right? And, we probably want to keep our badger going. A lemon as soon as possible on this buffalo, and maybe we're cooking with something. Or maybe not, is the other alternative. Man, I am glad you did not snipe me any harder than that. We would have been in a world of hurt. Holy cow. Hold on. He's cooking! Okay, we lived long enough to have one full turn of buffalo scaling. It needs this. We don't need this. We need this. Totally fine. Sell me. I would just go with 2 purchases here, so let's go with this. And then we need 1 more. Let's get something that could at least, like, could participate in an act of self-immolation productively. It has a chance to trade 1 for 1. It possibly / probably won't, but it's set up a 2 for 1 after. I think we're okay. We still need honey on the badger, too. Like, I've probably rolled past, like, 20 honeys by now, but... It's a buy. And a sell. And you're gonna max. So I actually think you should be buffed, because you need the HP more than anything else. But pop this on top of you. Definitely something to say about the sauropod here, but I don't want to replace any of my current lads. I would roll. Lemon on you is also an interesting idea. I would roll once more, though. We want the perfect animal. The perfect animal. Did we get it? Probably not. But what I will say is if we live for another round, a team with 2 lemons is also very annoying to deal with. It's not getting any less annoying to deal with. They got their own badger. Holy cow. Oh, we made it. Okay, so I think you could put it on you. I think it makes more sense on you. Even though, obviously, Honey does too. But you're a strong unit, honestly. You deserve this. Now that you have that, let's give you some support. Let's give you some of this. Sure. 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 Quick little one of these. And then a quick little one of these. Like I said, I mean, we saw this in the teams that beat us last time, but we also saw it in the animals that were available. There's so many good, like, cell targets. It seems like the bison could go pretty hard this week. Which is doing as we speak, I think. Uh-oh. No! Okay, well, we have been killed. That was worse than our last run, but I think it's partly because I had that one round on, like, turn 4 where I just rolled 10 times in a row. Yak. Alright. I'm making a bet. I'll be like the adorable arms or whatever. I'm making a bet that the cockroach 2-for-1s. Bet succeeded. Now, it may not this round. So this round, I feel like maybe you're better off with like that. And an apple for next time. Because we're going to be on full HP anyway, so, I mean, I missed the part where that's my problem, I guess. I don't want to give anybody +2 attack. Like, we have to spend 3 gold, though. I guess I might as well. But I'm hoping at some point to actually sell these possums into, like, a hedgehog or something like that and make some kind of troll run. My god, he's done it again? Okay, give me a hedgehog. No hedgehog. Give me a level. It's another mouse. I mean, I would combine them for now. It is our best unit, unfortunately. A hedgehog. How delightful. I think I would sell, buy. Honestly, you only give a 1/1 buff. Buff, sell, buff. Obviously, you're not long for this world, but for 1 round, sure. And then, how about... Honestly, I'd rather have a unit that applies weakness and possibly hits their strongest unit than just a unit that lives on this turn in the form of a beetle. Now, I might be a mistake. And it didn't make a difference here. Also, what a horrendous name. I don't even want to call attention to it. But, you're gone. You're in. You're gone. And apparently I'm buffing a... Should buff a bat so it lives. That's the most sensible. Why don't we take another bat? At least it applies double weakness. We'll level you next time. You can do more damage. I don't know why we would do this, but it is available. An 8/7. We hit the worst units we could possibly hit. And yet we're still gonna draw. That's a pretty good sign, I would say. I hope. So you should level just to get a better unit. Okay, we should, I think. Sell me. Barristan. 2 weakness. Okay. I mean, I don't know if I see this buffalo coming out, but there is a chance. I guess we would freeze you then. We'll probably sell you. Might as well pop out a 4/4 right now as opposed to a 2/3. It's only turn 5. Like, to have a buffalo that doesn't work seems really bad until you remember that it's literally the, like, 5th turn. Like, it's so early. Great team name this time, the Bald Balls. I would definitely. Okay, we know that unit's sticking around, so we respect it. We also know there's chocolate coming. What a god-awful selection you've presented me with here today. Why don't you just simply take B? We have so long to go until chocolate shows up, too. But that's okay. Why do you have so many units? You got too many units! Oh my god. I don't know if this hedgehog strat is still rocking. Might have passed its best before date. Okay, we'll take a buff. Take a... Stand up, Dad. Take a bow. Sell me. Place me. Buy me. We still have 4 life. I wouldn't get too twisted up right now. By the way, you might also be like, hey, NL, why aren't you buying the blobfish? Well, we got no way to kill it. There's no pills. There's no mantises. Like, I think it's the one EXP engine this week that's a little, like, it's fool's gold. Okay, hedgehog strat definitely no longer working. We need you to be level 3. It would be better if it was the bat, but it's not. At least we got some bison scaling. And dude, as much as I want to... Well, you know what we should do? We should take an eagle. And then, next turn, we'll sell the hedgehog. And we'll start to rely on maybe like a lemony bison. See, you've heard of this bat strategy before. Don't say it. Don't say it's bat firing on me. Ooh, that's huge. That's huge. Sell me. I'm going to say buy me. I'm going to take it a step further. I'm going to say buy me. I know you're like, why not sell? What if we get a catfish? We'll probably sell it because we got the experience available here. I would say, well, maybe. We're kind of overspending on chocolate in a world, it's like an insanely strong team, in a world where there's regular chocolate available now. It seems like spending on the crow is probably a little much. Definitely. Oh, but then on the other hand, I'm like, wouldn't I rather? I'd rather have a level 2 eagle out there, like right now, just to be honest. A fly? I don't know if this squad gets the job done, but it's certainly interesting. Why are my stats so bad? That doesn't seem right. I feel like I've been spending a lot of money. My stats should be better. Lemon! Lemon! That's unfortunate. Yep. Okay. We are on lethal. Please let me have some fun against teams that are also bad. Forget about the Bird of Paradise. You know, we've been there, we've done that. Should take one of those. I don't think he's heard of Second Fly, Pippin. It does hurt the idea that your best run of the week was your first run. It's not getting any better, though. I guess I would say get used to it. I lived. We need a huge hit here. Oh, no. They got their own fly. And he's better than me. That's the worst part about it. He's better than me. All right. Fair enough. You got me. Hey, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe. If you want to see more in the future, I'll see you next time. Seems like an interesting weekly so far, and I'll see you then.